The best way to learn letters is by its sound. Traditionally, we learn the names of the letters first, such as T as opposed to T. But really, the sound of the letters is what makes up the words, and that is what your child should be learning. Your child should be familiar with the good number of sounds from the sound game. Homemade sandpaper letters can be as accurate or as practical as it fits you. In a Montessori classroom, each letter would be made on its own wooden card, blue for vowels and pink for consonants. They could be in either print or cursive, with a traceable sandpaper texture making up the letter. Wooden cards can be substituted for cardboard or cardstock. You can even make it work with regular printing paper. The letters should be tactile in some way. If I have emailed you this video, I will attach some letters you or your child can fill in with whatever you have. I am going to be using Play-Doh, but this would not be a set I could reuse over and over because the paper would absorb the moisture of the Play-Doh. I like to start off with sounds that have a continuous sound. And I am doing this with one hand, so forgive my penmanship here. This is our secret tool to teach new vocabulary or sounds or numbers to children. Sit with your child on your non-dominant side. So that means if you are right-handed, you are going to sit with your child on your left so that your right hand is free and they can see everything that you're doing. If you are left-handed, you are going to sit with your child on the right so they can see what your left hand is doing. Every movement that you are making is going to be clear to them, not blocked off by your arm. So the first period of the 3-period lesson is the introduction. Present each letter by saying its sound and then tracing it with 2 fingers of your dominant hand. Right? And I would do that 5 times. I would say, your turn. And ideally, your child would trace and say the sound of the letter. If they decide not to say the sound, that's okay, right? They might only do it 1 time, that's all right. They might do it 20 times, that's okay. Let your child decide how many times they would like to trace and say the letter so they can absorb it into their minds. And I would do the same for the next sound and the last sound. The second period of the 3-period lesson is experience and connection. Ask the child to do different things with the letter to force a connection with it, such as put S on your head, point to put I over here, S up here. If they bring you the wrong one, I go back to the first period and say, this one is S. Does that sound like I? The last period of the 3-period lesson is assessment. Hold up each letter and ask your child what it is. If they can tell you confidently what it is, then they are ready for another set of letters. If they're a little bit confident, they might need to review this set again. And if they don't know at all, they might need to review this set again. What is this letter? What is this letter? I. What is this letter? S. Okay, I think you're ready for a few more letters. And you can do as many letters as they want to do or as you want to do, as long as they are able to go back and review and tell you those letters again. You just want to be able to practice those letters. So if you do make something temporary like this, you will have to make it again. But if you want to make something a little bit more permanent so they can go back and practice those letters, then you can use something a little bit sturdier, a little bit more permanent, like a drier salt dough recipe. A hot glue gun or thick glue would also do the trick with some time to dry.